Well, what's going on, guys? Um, we've got Duke in here. He's a 4-year-old that we've got in to get going right now. Um, he's been saddled here a few times now with that light synthetic that you guys have seen me use quite a bit. I apologize for the sound. It's blowing like crazy today, but not really crazy, 30 mile an hour, but hopefully the mic's not picking it up too much. And hopefully that round pen's cutting out some of the wind. But today we're going to do a true first saddling with this guy. So what I mean by that is he's had the synthetic, but he hasn't had a saddle with weight. He hasn't had big, heavy stirrups flopping around. We've got 5-inch bells on these, Manel bound oak stirrups. And we're going to put a good pad on him and see how he does. Just get him moving freely a little bit, make sure he's relaxed about it. He's a pretty good horse. Again, this is the horse that has not spent a lot of time around others, hasn't been kept with other horses, and therefore doesn't really understand a lot of boundaries or just hierarchy. So we've been working on getting that established with him. Like that, when I walk towards him, he shifts back. And you can tell he gets chewed up a little bit. First thing we did is put him in with some other horses, and what he does is he'll keep messing with them, and then they'll nip him and tell him off, and it's good for him. It's good for him to learn these boundaries of how to interact with horses, humans, and really just how to be, right? How to be around other animals in a herd environment. So to start here, I'll just disengage the hip both directions. Good deal. So we've got Dylan, my intern, filming today, which is why you guys aren't seeing this from a perspective of a GoPro. So just something a little different for everyone. I love that this horse checks everything out in his right eye when I put it on him. That's a big deal for a horse, right? Having that balance. So that's a good sign. What I will always do, guys, first saddlings when a colt gets this big boy stirrup is I flip up this offside stirrup, put it on the horn, because I don't want to put the saddle on him and that stirrup land on that offside, and then he gets a little nervous, right? I want that for him to be able to check it out. I don't want to swing that stirrup, smack him on the side and spook him. He's not a very reactive horse, so that may not be a huge deal. But with any horse, it's a little touchy. Or even on just young horses, sometimes you just don't know, right? You don't know. Oops. You don't know what they're going to be okay with and what they're not going to be okay with sometimes, right? They can surprise you. Hi, buddy. I want a little attention here. Good boy. So I'm going to go ahead and swing this stirrup with the offside stirrup down now. He took that really nice. Good job, brother. I've got a back cinch on this today. We are going to do that back cinch up. So what don't I like about that right there? One, it's not yielding to my space enough, right? I need this horse. When I walk, he moves his nose out of my way. Like that. Beautiful. I don't want to be aggressive or dominant about it. That's just right there, that horse that hasn't been kept in a herd environment, right? That's where all that behavior comes from. Gosh dang it, I took the rope off this saddle and didn't put it back on, but that's all right. It'll be fine for today. Next time we'll be sure to have a rope on here. So I'm just going to check this. I've got this rig set up that I can tighten this front cinch from both sides. Okay. So before I cinch him up, I'm going to grab this front cinch I'm just going to create a little bit of snugness. Make sure he's all right. Tighten this lead. Release it. Snug it up again here. He's all right. You can kind of get a feeling when a horse is a little worried. This dude's pretty chill about this right now, which is awesome. But we spent some time roping him, getting him saddled, making sure he's okay about this stuff. And just as importantly, making sure he's okay and understands that even if he gets a little worried, moving into me or jumping on me is not an option. Right? He needs to be safe, but he also has to respect boundaries. So I'm going to do here, not cut him in half. I need enough tension where if he falls apart here, which he's not going to, or if he falls apart, we got enough resistance to keep the saddle on. You guys, you need back cinches. I'm sorry, you need snug back cinches if you're going to ride back cinches, okay? You don't want that saddle lifting up, popping that horse in the belly. Not a good practice. We're a little far back. That's intentional. I feel like kind of that's where that saddle wants to sit on that horse. We'll tweak things if we need to. You're all right, brother. You're all right, yeah. I'm gonna go another hole here. I like how that's feeling. I got you, buddy. Yeah. So for him, I don't feel a lot of anxiety. So I'm gonna go ahead and disengage this hip. See if he proves me wrong, which he doesn't. That's really nice. If they're gonna blow up, it's gonna be when you move or change directions. Specifically when you disengage these hips, they can get pretty tight and blow up. But I can kind of feel this horse. He's not too worried about it. He may get a little tight once we start moving around a little bit. That's all right. It's to be expected to some degree. Thank you, buddy. You know, it's good to be safe about everything you do as much as you can. But a lot of this is just experience, kind of feeling the horse, knowing to some degree what you're working with. You know, you don't want to try and judge a horse and think you know what they're going to do, really ever. But sometimes in these situations, you know, I do use a little judgment just because I've started, you know, a fair amount. So again, that back cinch isn't cutting them in half, but you know, it's snug. And we're just going to let him move if he wants to move. My only job here is I want to keep him moving, develop a little bit more cadence, get that flow, keep him relaxed. Whoa. Beautiful. Nothing too complex today, guys. I do not want that. I want him to turn right now. Thank you. So again, this is this 4-year-old's first true saddling. He's had the saddle on, synthetic, weighs about maybe 5-10 pounds. This saddle weighs about 45 pounds. He's got the pad on, he's got a back cinch, and he's got stirrups. And he's about the tightness on that cinch that you would go ahead and put a ride on. I'd maybe go a few more holes. Well, but I'll tell you what, guys, this horse is doing awesome. I mean, this is how you want a first saddling to go. No tension, high degree of relaxation right there. He just ain't worried, right, to put it in layman's terms. We'll go ahead and do a few direction changes. Whoa. Just to be clear, we're not trying to create perfect groundwork here, right? The goal right now is to get him comfortable with this saddle. Moving, changing directions, all 3 gaits. I don't care if he turns facing me or away from me. I don't care if he's loping or trotting. All I care is when we increase energy, he follows that to some degree and he's relaxed about it. And when we decrease energy, he follows it. Doesn't have to be perfect. You don't need to slam on the brakes right now. What do you say, brother? Good job. Hope this stuff is making sense so far, guys. What I'm going to do now is start getting him comfortable with a little bit of weight on his back. We're going to snug this up just a touch. Beautiful. Saddle's a little loose still, but we'll be all right. So I'll tell you right now, guys, this horse is about ready for a first ride. It's first day in the big boy saddle. We'll probably do this a handful more times this week. And we'll see how he does, right? It needs to be consistent. He needs to have, good degree of relaxation, but he does right now. So this is really promising. He's doing awesome. But yeah, kind of my rule right there is if they'll take that weight and stirrup, they'll let you pop that offside stirrup. They're okay with that. They can move freely and relax with that saddle. They're pretty close to ready, and I would say he's pretty darn close to there. So, this horse probably just needs a little bit more consistency with this week, and as long as he continues to stay relaxed, stay good in all 3 gaits, and okay with weight on his back like that, then we'll go ahead and put a ride on him here probably in the next week or so. Always subject to change, but he's a good horse. Just got to learn a little bit of boundaries. That's all. Man, he's doing awesome though. Doing really, really nice. he's become quite a bit more attentive, right? He's starting to figure out that when we ask something, we mean it. But also we're not going to ask things that are unfair of him. And that's a very important concept to a horse, right? They'll follow you. If you start asking things that are unfair of them, they're going to follow you for a limited time. And you're going to start having to force them to do things, right? If they feel they're in an unsafe or less than ideal situation. So if you're able to stay soft and that horse wants to keep following you, that means you're doing a pretty good job. It means that you're being fair to him. And that's our goal with him, right? There's got to be boundaries, but we're not going to ask things that are unfair either, right? I'm not just going to add insult to injury and put salt in the wound and say, now I'm the boss, now you do whatever I say, and ask crazy things of them, right? That's not being a good leader. It's not being a good horseman. But one thing I will mention here, talked about this in some previous videos, is when you go ahead to put that foot in this stirrup to see if a colt's okay and put a little weight on their back, make sure you aren't getting back here and putting your foot in, right? That horse can cow kick you. If they jump forward, which you guys have seen in some previous videos where I've talked about it, they get scared and they jump forward, you're going to get left in the dust and they'll kick you with this hind leg potentially. So you want to stay kind of near the shoulder always, stay in front of the horse, turn that stirrup towards you, turn my foot sideways, right? I kind of turn my knee towards them, help me get kind of a closer contact, close position to them rather than being high like this. I like to be a little bit more balanced. Then I'll go ahead and put my arm over here, right? And I'll put one hand on the mane and lift myself up as I jump. Another point that's critical to mention that I'm sure you guys know, but it's good to reiterate, is when you go to put your foot in, don't put your foot in all the way like that, okay? If you do that and that horse blows up or falls apart, you do have a chance that it's going to take you a little bit to get that foot out, right? So what I want to do is barely put my toe in, get here, jump, pet, slide out, right? See how easy that foot comes out. So again here, tap, make sure he's all right. Turn my leg sideways, toe barely in, hand on the mane. There. Pet, pet, pet. My hip is more in the saddle, right? I'm turned. Good job, brother. Go ahead and set down, right? And then my left foot just falls smoothly out of that saddle. I'm sorry, out of that stirrup. You're doing excellent, brother. But a little bit of a sidetrack there, guys. Just to recap, guys, this is Duke, 4-year-old. Awesome horse. Just was lacking a little bit of understanding when he came here. Putting him in a herd dynamic really helped a lot of that. And him understanding there's kind of rules to being around humans and horses. And he's settled down quite a bit. He was never the horse that would really spook and jump into you and freak out and all that stuff. But he was the horse that if he didn't want to do something, he wasn't going to do it. He was also the horse that if he got a little nervous, he would run you over and maybe not care too much about it, right? And that's a difficult place for a horse to be because he's not a nervous horse, but if he wasn't okay about something, he sure didn't care about where you were. And making sure a colt has that is very important because if you're outside and they get nervous, they need to be to some degree considerate of us, right? They need to know that we're the ones that are leading them while we're out there. And the lion jumps down out of a tree and they want to run. We need to some degree be a thought in their mind that says, wait a second, what would you like to do? I'd like to run. What do you think? And we either say go or no. That's the goal with a horse. Can I overwrite the flight response in a horse, right? Do they care about me and understand me and believe in my leadership to that degree that I can override a horse's flight response, right? I'm not saying that needs to happen right out of the gate, but we need our horses to believe in us to that degree, obviously. And, making sure you've got a foundation you can build that on is important. So, hey, thanks for watching, guys. This is a little bit of a different view. Hopefully, thank you, buddy. So, side note there, you can see I just kind of hang in there with him. I don't get angry or upset and start smacking him or all this stuff. He's figured out that I mean business, and I'm going to give him every opportunity before anything happens, before I do anything with any degree of pressure, to give him the chance to follow my balance, follow the feel of me, that softness, because we're not looking for a fight, right? We're looking for understanding. There's that drag that he still has a little bit. Thank you. Let's find this smooth here. Nice. I really wanted that other foot to walk back. Thank you. We'll go ahead and end on that. We're going to go ahead and tie this horse for a little bit. Let him sit with this saddle for maybe 15 minutes. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Again, this is a 4-year-old Duke. This is his first true saddling, and we'll probably do this a few more times. He's handling it awesome, and if he keeps it up, we'll go ahead and put a first ride on him here pretty soon. So if you guys have questions, comments, love seeing content like this, leave the comments below. We'll get back to you, and click like, click subscribe if you don't already. We appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.